Merry Christmas. It's December 25th, and we're going to be hearing from Luke's Gospel. Then the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen. You know, Jesus must have been somebody just really, really special. When Peter and James and John first encountered Jesus, Jesus said to them, "Follow me." And it says that they immediately got up and followed him. Well, Jesus must have been a remarkable person for that to happen. They just met him, and then they just follow him. They leave their boats and their nets, and they follow him. Look at Matthew. Matthew, the tax collector, he had the greatest job in the ancient world. Imagine just sitting in a chair, people bringing money to you, and the only thing you have to do is check off the box, right? And Jesus comes and says, "Follow me," right? And he immediately gets up and follows him. You know, imagine that. And he said, "You have the greatest job in the ancient world, or follow this guy you just met." Which one would you pick? He picked follow him. There must have been something really, really special about Jesus that made Matthew leave his table. I had an experience like that once. So one time, my provincial called me into the office and he says, "You need to hire somebody." I says, "What? I got to hire somebody?" He said, "I'm all right. He said, No. When you go in your bulletin and it says click here and you click it, nothing happens. You need help. You need somebody to help you in the office." So I said, I reluctantly agreed. I said, "All right, okay, I'll hire somebody." So then I was called into the administrator's office and he said, "We got to put out a job search and we have to have a description of the job and all this stuff." And so we put this big thing together, a big long meeting. And one day I met a young guy named Quinn Cunningham. And I met him for 90 seconds. And in that short period of time, I learned that he graduated from the same college I did, that he loves scripture and theology, and that he runs marathons. And I said to myself, I like this guy. I hired him. And the reason I hired him, there was no going through the list, checking off qualifications, none of that stuff. Why did I hire him when I just met him? Chemistry. It's chemistry. You know, when Mary gave birth to Jesus, and Mary was the first human being to ever see God. There, God. And you know what Mary thought when she saw Jesus? God, the Son of God, has my smile. He has my eyes. Imagine that. When the shepherds went in, it said that they rejoiced. Why did they rejoice? Why were they so happy? Because they realized that the Son of God, that Jesus Christ, was one of them, a shepherd, a good shepherd. When the Magi came to see Jesus, what did they see? Why did they leave rejoicing? Because they saw one of them, a wise king. Why did Peter follow Jesus after he saw all the catch and the boat almost sank, and he kneels before Jesus, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man." And Jesus says, "Follow him," and he followed him. Why? Because he realized that Jesus was him, one of him, a fisherman. Chemistry. Chemistry. Every one of us are drawn to Christ. When Christ comes into our life, we're just drawn to him because of chemistry. We see that he's one of us. He became a human like us. He has a heart like us. He has everything like us. And that's what draws us. And so that's the gift that we have at Christmas time is we have what we've been looking for, Christ and his chemistry that brings us together.